How did you convince the client? Belle is no less beautiful than her elder sister. They make a living by weaving baskets by hand. But the problem is that my country doesn't have the power to defend against military aggression. What do you think about unification? Subjectivity isn't what we need here. Get it together. The Earth orbits the Sun. We all know this, right? He presented two solutions, and I think the latter is more reasonable. My mom patted me on the back. That's when I started crying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overhear it. To make a living, I do manual labor. It must be tiring. How are you these days? Do you enjoy your everyday life? Meet me in front of the fountain in 5 minutes. What are you counting? I want to know too. Did she, by any chance, ask after me in her letter? We dissected the frog's gut in biology class. Gross. How did they divide the profits? I want our factories to be more productive. What do you think we can do? Oh no, I don't have any more diapers. His new song is about failed relationships. The teacher explained his point with a diagram on the blackboard. I fell against the table and got a small bump on my forehead. I would really like you to listen to me this time. The party gained over 60% of the vote. Are the people insane? I earn money by writing comedy scripts. Try some cookies I baked. I was able to get the desired effect thanks to you. Why are you moving so stiffly? I don't know. I just do. What is the capital of New Zealand? Anyone? What's the frown for? What's wrong now? She looked over the contents of my report. He saw someone hiding above the loom. We'll embrace it. Please consider our conditions as well. Who's in charge of the finances? I need to have a talk with him. Grease the pan first, then heat the oven. It's strange that they are working without training, so, isn't it? Absolutely. The Hershey critics tore my plate to pieces. I couldn't read it. Their daughter died in infancy. That led to their divorce. Extraordinarily, the referee took no action, and fans got really mad. What you are doing is against Christian teachings. I don't care. He likes his hard-boiled eggs in his salad. Have you seen the preview for the show? No. Does it look good? Every single house in the city has been damaged. I fast every other day to lose weight. Gosh, there are drunk people everywhere. Throw this out, you can feel the springs in your back. Don't you think they should abolish college entrance exams? It's a miracle no one was killed. You're so right. She suffered heartache from the divorce from her first husband. Did you know her? She lived a really luxurious life. Is it okay if I cite your research in my report? Don't obsess over your hair. To me, you're always pretty. I felt the ground tremble. You didn't? The inferior office is actually older than I am. Are you a professional baseball player? Yes, I passed the grammar test. Money's value is directly linked to its availability. That's complicated. Let's have it together sometime next week. This is the third job I got fired from. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Let's consider the cultural aspect as well. This chair seems sturdy. Yeah, let me sit on it. I sometimes gargle with salt water. It's supposed to help. We are studying marine life these days. It's a lot of fun. What are the advantages of drinking, if there's any? This man is wanted. We saw him yesterday, remember? Kill him. He's a communist. You have to consider the feelings of others when you talk. She's real desperate now. She'll do anything. Just a moment, please. I'll look for it. Why can't I live an easier life? I'm so unhappy these days. Take this up to the third floor, to room 301. It'll enhance the well-being of the people. Security was tightened after the event. She exits at the beginning of the second act. Where are these scratches from? The cabbage was cut into halves with a crunch. Does attendance matter in this course? Would you give me your thoughts on this? Shouldn't you be leaving us? Why me? Don't use disposable cups. Use mugs. My brother's greatest treasure is his collection of rock records. Where is the women's fragrance section? Over here. Anna had already kicked off her shoes and is pulling off her socks. Did the speech therapy help? I think so. Just take a look at the outline. I'll take care of the rest. You know he's the one who sank the enemy ship, right? The Republicans are trying to block the registration. Why? Tomorrow is our annual workshop. Looking forward to it? Who's in the inner office? How do Chinese dishes compare with Korean dishes? Oh my gosh, what's that thing? I'm gonna throw up. Raise your hand if you have asthma. The pair were taking a walk. You know, his neatness comes from his father. Has the snow melted? Not yet. It'll melt away soon. Are you gonna change your bumper? Probably. Does he even have a license? He's too stupid for a doctor. It's their playtime. Let them do whatever they want. Spray the plants with insecticide. Let's focus on the positive, shouldn't we? I'm gonna run this business independently. I think you'll be able to handle it. The vagueness isn't gonna do you any good. Fix it. Calm down. What's the rush? You can't go there. It's still under construction. An unidentified body was found in hand liver. The police started an investigation on it. The ending of a marriage by death is different from an ending caused by divorce. Exactly. That's what worries me. Don't blame him. Don't you think it was inevitable? The Emancipation Proclamation didn't release all the slaves. Did you know that? We need more physical activities. We are always sitting in front of computers. Where is the bus terminal? It's right around the corner. Wipe the edges of the table too. Why can't you be more thorough? The ship arrived on Monday mornings unless bad weather intervened. Aren't you sleepy? So sleepy. The southern part of the country has a really strong accent. So next question, how many rectangles are here? Investors want interest in the short-term profits over the next few years. I envy you. You have such a great husband. The guidebook says Times Square is around here. How are you gonna persuade your dad? Try this glass cleaner. It must be really windy outside. Trees are shaking like crazy. He juggled 10 apples at once. It's that my wife has a pretty bad cold. What if a serial killer lives in our new neighborhood? Oil separates from water. Look. These problems are a universal feature of old age. Was everything to your satisfaction? When I turned 15, a great internal change occurred to me. A man should be sincere regardless of whether he is rich or poor. I'm not sure. She was seemingly a fine lady. Meeting a successful woman can make mediocre men feel like real losers. I don't know the specifics yet, do you? You ignored my advice. His injuries were massive. It was awful. His style of writing is characterized by conciseness. The management and the workers are supposed to have a talk today. We must unite in order to fight against the government. That's right. The fighting ended up killing a few hundred people. How sad. I hope the judges like my voice. They will. Summers not far off now. The criminal finally opened his lips. Can I talk to you about something? I'm free for the next 10 minutes. Shoot. When did the coal usage peak? It was last year. What are you doing home on a work day? Wear rubber gloves while chopping chilies, as they can irritate your skin. Do you know how to sew? Yeah, you don't? He dug up the trees and cut off their roots. How's your mother doing after the surgery? She's fine. Can I use this blackboard? Yeah, here's the chalk. They treat them like members of their family. It is still a stressful job after 10 years. His previous convictions will count against him. Don't you think the price is unnecessarily high? What do you mean? It asks about your religion, political view, age, sex, etc. We need to restore public order first. It's chaos out there. My dad drinks like an Irishman. I'm worried about him sometimes. The only solution is to make life in rural areas more attractive. You must lock the cartridge in place before using the printer.